Wait, no.
I'm recording.
That's a great intro.
And we're live.
Oh, jeez.
Good evening. Good morning.
This morning, good time.
So, good evening, good
Anyway.
morning, or good afternoon to whichever part of the world you're listening to.
For people listening to us from New Zealand, we were just talking about flying to New Zealand.
Yeah.
For flights that are
do you guys
surprisingly
know?
cheap.
Yeah. Do you guys know? I just wanted to go to New Zealand.
£752.
What?
Yeah, surprisingly cheap.
Well,
Would you not rather have like the hopping?
Would you rather not have what?
Wouldn't you rather have like country hopping and make that our way? So, like for example,
If you were listening to what we were saying, this is exactly what we decided on, right?
No, yeah, I know what you guys were saying about like having a stopover kind of thing, but I'm talking about a full-on like country hopping around the world.
right.
So, like for example, right, you start off say Manchester or London, and then you go to
I hear notifications from
Riviera
someone.
shit. Right? I can echoing so much right now.
Huh?
Like I can hear myself like echo. It's ringing. All right, hold on. I'm trying to change your position. Anyway, what was I saying? So
You say country hopping is a good idea, and hear me out. It's because
yeah. So we start off with from Manchester, London to Toulouse, right? And then you move from Toulouse to say or Istanbul or something like that, right?
Constantinople.
Constantinople. Oh, well, I mean, okay. And then from then on, you move to, I don't know, Sri Lanka or Malaysia, Singapore, right? And then from there, you move to.
What about all that bit you just skipped over in the middle? All those wonderful countries.
oh well.
So anyway, you go to any one of those ones, then you turn up in New Zealand, right? That should give you like at least a good 2 weeks to get from
2 weeks.
point A to point. Yeah,
Holy shit.
but you'll be doing like 4 or 5 countries.
Wait, Deputy Vice, I gotta be honest with you. I got a problem shitting outside my home.
Wait, no. You think it's
You know,
too
that's
long?
a real thing. A lot of people feel
Literally
uncomfortable.
shat in the jungle.
Wait, can you not reveal my past?
What?
Don't remember
You
my
could
past.
be anyone. Anyone could have possibly shat in a jungle.
Yeah, but it was the single most horrible experience I ever had.
Wait, so
It can be
your point is that 2 weeks is too long. I was alarmed at how short that was for going to all of these places.
No, it's not about the duration. The fact is, I've always had this irrational fear of shitting outside my home.
Okay.
Like, I shit you not. Okay, pun intended. I shit you not. I went to this open at cafe kind of place, and I wanted to use the toilet. I opened the toilet door. Look at the toilet bowl, and on the toilet bowl there's a mountain full of shit sticking out of the toilet seat.
So
and I was traumatized. And
was that one person
like
worth of shit, or was it more than one person worth of shit?
Or Airbnbs or hostels.
Well, okay, if it's Airbnb, I'm okay, but just make sure that the shit doesn't happen again.
Yeah, you just have to make sure your roommates don't do that, which would be one of us.
Well, I mean,
just flush.
Hey guys, you know what we could do?
I know Killzone.
You know what would be a good joke?
No.
What?
That.
What?
Just keeping it for like when we leave.
No, to just piss off Deep Throat. Don't flush when you go to the toilet. Us three take it in a turn.
Like not talking, and Jackass hasn't said.
What do you want me to say? I said in the beginning, I agree with Deep Throat that sometimes using other people's toilets, especially public ones, can be very uncomfortable.
You see, Jackass gets.
I don't need to say anything more because
Can we go back to the mountain of shit, right? Would you say that mountain of shit was created by one person or multiple people?
Oh god! Like, I wish I could say it's a group of people, but judging from the position of the shit, judging by
Like
judging
sun.
judging by the impact of the feces into the toilet bowl, the water splash marks, I would say it's by one person.
Did you do any forensic analysis, like any DNA evidence or anything?
I would go so far as to say it could be the spawn of the devil himself who shat in the toilet, but I can't really say. I suspect it could be a combination of human and animal shit.
Hold on.
In the toilet?
I need to get.
Yeah.
You know what? I've experienced something similar. I don't remember how old I was. It was I think about 12, and I was on a road trip with my family, and then we went to this little town. Don't remember what it's called either. Doesn't matter. Point is,
This is a very, very unmemorable road trip. It's like we went here.
Point. No, doesn't matter. That's not the point. And especially since we're trying to remain anonymous, if I started giving away details, it would be very easy to identify a lot of stuff. Point is, had to use a Port-a-loo, so didn't want to, but due to lack of options, had no choice. Opened the door. My God, did it stink! It stank to the point where just holding it in was a much nicer option. But I was like, I really need to go, so I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna go inside. And for some reason, even though it's a Port-a-loo, I had to go up these tiny little steps. And then once I got to the top, I realized why. Because this Port-a-loo did not have any flushing capabilities. Instead, the seat has been raised to think about a meter above the actual floor of the Port-a-loo. That's why you need to go up these steps. So, and then the bottom meter of the Port-a-loo is this giant container of shit and pee and piss. And here's the worst part. The reason I know this is because the toilet seat is literally just a seat with a hole in looking straight into this giant box full of shit and piss. And so many people there was some sort of fair in town, and so many people had used it that day that pile of shit had risen to almost the top of the seat. I'm talking about a good over 1 meter
cubic meter of shit.
Exactly, a cubic meter of shit. And once I saw that, suddenly I didn't need to go anymore.
Hey Jackass, do you have
disappointing
a
story?
Do you have a picture of that?
No. How do I
Who's gonna have a picture of that?
I don't know. Just to show our viewers, we mean business when we talk about all this shit lying around. Audience, if you're listening, please be considerate to the next human being, because it could be the very last breath that he takes when he steps into the loo. So keep it clean, guys. Yeah, but back to the topic, I don't feel comfortable with a public toilet because of what Jack has just said. People don't respect.
Okay, hygiene. So you what if there's not a mountain of shit? Are you fine with it then?
No, I still rather not use one.
You just went straight to the extreme of there's a mountain of shit in some toilets, so I don't use toilets.
Well, okay, let me tell you this story. I was transiting in the Middle East, and I had to use the toilet stand. 10 hours on a plane to the Middle East, and I ran to the toilet because
I ran.
It was coming out. It was coming out.
Okay.
And it was a big one. You just know it in the guts.
How far did it come out before you got there?
Well, let's just say the hit was coming out. It was almost out, and I was screaming in agony. And I ran to the toilet, and there's a big ass, huge metal door. And I was like, wow, it's so nice. And I opened the door. I closed the door. I pulled down the toilet seat. And bear in mind, I'm not really comfortable using public toilet unless it's a big one. I sat down. I shat. And after
sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
And after I shat, I looked over to see search for the toilet roll, and guess what? There was no toilet roll. That's another fear of mine.
Rookie mistake. Rookie
Wait,
mistake.
that was another fear of mine because it was it's I don't know. I cherished my home because it made me think about all the things I'm thankful in life, like having a toilet roll when you need it. You know, some people can't afford toilet roll. You know, it's a real problem. And
some don't even have access to toilet roll.
Yeah, exactly. You
Whole
know,
countries
it's like, you know, yeah, we should start awareness. You know, raise awareness about the importance of having toilet roll in a public toilet. And I had to call the Arab guy. I was like, "Excuse me, brother, brother," and he saw me. Like he knew my predicament. He was trying hard not to laugh at me, but you know, very nice guy. Very nice guy. He didn't laugh at me, but you know, after I closed the door and locked the door, he started laughing outside.
Wait. How much did he? So, what was the exchange like? Did he just roll it under, or you open the door, let him in?
Dude, do you know it's considered very rude if you don't open the door? So you know, me being the gentleman I am, I opened the door. I was like, "Habibi, yalla, toilet roll, please." He was like, "One moment, brother," and he was like, I can hear him laugh and like, but he was trying his best not to laugh.
But to be honest, in that situation, you have no choice, unless you don't clean up.
Unless if the guy did his job proper in the first place, this could all have been avoided if somebody just put the goddamn toilet roll where it's meant to be, where God created a special place for toilet roll in the toilet. You know. I mean, come on, guys. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not the only one who feels this way about toilets. They can be a man's worst nightmare.
No,
they can be bad, but I think you just need to get over it. Man up.
Well,
it's the toilet.
Don't use
Take
that
a shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Jackass, back me up here.
No, I totally agree with you. Like, using public toilets is something that generally bothers a lot of people.
I am in full agreement. I'm just saying that we will have access to like residential toilets.
Well, I have seen residential toilets which were worse states than some public toilets.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. How do I get this goddamn? I need to show you guys.
Can we not use colorful languages? To all those parents at home, please forgive my fellow MC Deputy Vice for using
There's
such
a reason
colorful...
we call him Vice.
Yes. He tends to use colorful languages, so please excuse him. Please pray for his soul. God bless.
I think I've sent you all something.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. If you click on it, right? Because we're talking about food. If you go to like the minute 2:33 or something like that.
Just a heads up.
You do realize you could have sent the link.
Yeah, you can send the link at a specific time.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's what you get for being on your phone.
That's what he gets for...
Actually, no, being on the phone is a good thing.
All right, at 2:33, I'm at 2:33 now, so what do I do?
Wait.
2:33?
Yeah.
I'm at 2:33.
It better be 2:33, Deputy Vice.
So 2:32,
or else
2:30. 2:30. Go to 2:30. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you can get the first part. All right. Everyone at 2:30.
3, 2, 1. Go.
I went to Spain recently. It was a disaster. Okay. I went to this restaurant. I needed to go to the restroom. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I needed to drop the kids off at the pool. All right? So I did that, right? I go to flush. It doesn't work. I flush again. Still not working. 5, 6, 7 times I try to flush this thing down. It will not go. So I'm like, I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm not going to do a hit and run. I will go out and inform a member of staff that there is a problem with their facilities. All right? I go into the restaurant. I find a waiter. Unfortunately, I don't speak any Spanish. He doesn't speak a word of English. I end up having to kind of gesture to this man. I'm like, yes, could you just come here? No, yes, leave them alone, sir. Yes, just follow me. Ici, por favor. Yes, just in here. Yeah. I managed to usher him into the restroom, right? I pointed at my poo. I went to flush. It went down straight away.
Story of my life.
I just invited a waiter into the restroom to say goodbye to my turd. Come on, let's give it a proper send-off. Flush. Rule Britannia. Britannia rule the waves. And it's insane.
I think that should be it.
Yeah. So
Stop
You know-
staging this with funnier
Very
stories.
sensitive. As a child,
Sorry?
I would not go into school.
You're making
if I
us
was not
look bad
feeling
in
emotionally
comparison with
stable
these
enough
shit
to do so.
stories.
The arguments I had with my
Yeah.
poor mother.
Because
She was
I'm
like,
good,
"Jack, you
fam.
have
Like,
to
that's
go
why
into
you
school
bring me
today."
in. I'm
I
the
was like,
content
"Mother,
provider.
I
Like,
am in mourning.
No, you're making all of us
yeah,
collectively
good
look
Respect,
bad.
woman. And don't you dare give me all
Like,
this. He
how
was
do you-
just a lion.
how do I get this to
Mufasa was
open
a
up
king.
again?
Sorry?
Okay, there we go. No, okay, I'm back.
Yeah. So,
Well, I need
what
to.
is the weirdest shit story that I've had? Oh, so I was traveling with with my aunt and uncle,
Yeah.
and we were like at the Indian-Pakistan border, right?
Uh-huh.
And on the way, we've got to stop over at a rest place. I'm being very generous calling it a rest place. It was neither a place to be called restful nor a place itself. Like it's just like a hut.
It doesn't even deserve the
Dep-
title.
Dep-
Please.
Doesn't
Right.
deserve recognition.
Deputy Vice, I would rather you be honest with our viewers and just say what you mean and mean what you say. What would you call it?
Well, a shithole.
Shithole.
Wow. Wow, you no
Great
punches.
No,
No
I mean, like, I'm not
punches
holding
about
back nothing. So so they were like, oh yeah, okay, go use the facilities, go get some food if you want to get some food. Walk around for because we were in the bus for like fucking ages, and then come back in like 20 minutes or like half an hour, right? Now, bear in mind, this was like a group tour, and I was the youngest by a mile. The next oldest person, I was 18 at the time, and the next oldest person was like 49. Right?
Bro, you need to find some friends in your own age group.
Like, I was going with my aunt and uncle just to like
Exactly.
they were
Find
kind
some,
enough to
you
take
can
me on
find
this
some friends in your own age
No, like,
group.
like they were kind of they were kind enough to take me on this tour thing, and I am grateful for
To a
that. Just like,
shithole.
Were they kind enough or did you
Tour of shit.
No, not much option.
all right. But anyway, so we go there. We get to this
Shithole.
we get to this rest stop. I'm using air quotes here. Rest stop. And so you come in, and then this guy comes out of his
Shithole.
shed like thing. It's slightly bigger. It was
A
like
hut.
it's not a hut. It was like one of those like brick houses, but like it's been like hurriedly put together kind of thing. So it's like it looks all right, but it's not all right. Does that make sense? Like,
So you mean like
Sounds
a
like
little,
my life, but
like a little,
like volunteer tourists when I put this hut up, and then they're like, yeah, it's we've done our part for the third world, woo, and then fucked off back. Yeah.
colorful
So anyway,
language.
Sorry, okay, I'll try to tone down on the swearing. Anyway, so they go to this I'm gonna call it like a house stall kind of place, right? It's grimy, right? This place is like there's like a like layer of oil on the counter. The food's there. There's flies fucking everywhere, right?
Language.
I'm not talking about like flies like I'm talking about like motherfucking bumblebee looking flies, right? These bastards were like
Oh my
Like-
god.
like they were fucking huge,
Oh my god.
really big. Anyway, so you're just looking at the place. I'm like, I'm not touching nothing in here. I will be pooping for the next 4 hours till the next rest stop or wherever the hell we're gonna go. Anyway, so we just look around. We're like, oh crap, and then
pun intended.
what? Like we would like. Obviously, it's hot. It was like in summer, and it was like 40 degrees or something like that. Like, and so we were all like boiling.
Is that
In that
Celsius for the
Bus
American viewers?
40 degrees Celsius, yeah. And like obviously wanted to get water, and even then the water looked dusty. Like no one had bought water from this guy for like
Oh.
a year or more, right? And just
Alright.
like, okay, it's fine. I'll just die of thirst or something like that. Then have cholera, or like
Cholera.
or something like that. Anyway, so we'd been so a bit of background. We'd been traveling for like 3 hours at this point. we'd climbed the mountain and we were back, like on the way back home. And everyone's knackered. Everyone just like, you went up this whole mountain thing for a whole day. It's like 5 p.m. It's just horrible that everyone just feels shit. And you need to piss. You need to take a dump. Some people might need to. I just needed a piss or something. And there was a hut. There was like those like outhouse. That's the word. There was an outhouse. So there was no toilet facilities in that house stall. There was an outhouse. There was 2 outhouses, one for females, one for males, right? And so like I was looking, like as the youngest, I'd basically walked really far ahead of everyone else because the bus parked up like a good 100 meters from this place, and then you had to walk around to the back to get to the outhouse. So I see there's nothing nice to eat or drink. I decided to go around the back. I go to the back, and there's these two outhouses. And I go, all right, I'll have to figure out which one's which. So I open the first one. There's no one there. The second one, women start shouting at me. So I know, okay, that's the female. The first one was the male. I'm all right. So So like now bear in mind, right? The whole place was just like buzzing with flies, and like already I was like in constant motion just to make sure that none of the flies got on me. I was like, what?
Loose motion?
Like, I was just like making random movements. Like I must have looked spastic or something like that to like the owner.
What does spastic mean though?
I don't know. Like I was jerking all over the place. Like
jerking off or
very
jerking?
wrong.
not jerking off. Like my hands were like in constant motion, and my legs were in constant. Like I didn't want none of the flies.
Did your butt have loose motion by any chance?
No. Hold on, that's about to happen. So I open the door, right? And it is the filthiest thing you will have ever seen. Like it was so bad, I would not have been surprised if I had seen shit on the ceiling. Like,
Was that the only clean part?
Wait,
it was one of those, like,
Deputy
whole
Vice.
kind of
Deputy
place.
Vice, how do you
I can
shit
totally
and define
believe
law of
you.
physics?
I can totally believe you because as a kid, we went on this road trip in India as well.
Finish my story yet, right?
Oh, your story's taking forever.
It so is.
How do you define the law of physics and shit?
I said I wouldn't have been surprised. There was no shit on the ceiling.
Oh, thank
I
God!
didn't get a
Because
chance to look for that.
that's some Annabelle shit, like some Conjuring shit, like ghost shitting all over.
It was horrible, right?
It did for just to let you know, there probably is some shit on everyone's bathroom ceiling.
What?
When you flush your toilet, the shit goes everywhere.
Not only that, but when the reason you can smell shit is because there are shit particles in the air.
And in your nose when you smell it.
Yeah, and in your nose, and in your mouth, and on your clothes, and
Okay.
it goes in, and it goes other places.
And some places have higher concentrations of shit particles, such as this place.
Oh Lord!
Anyway, carry on, Deputy Vice.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm almost done. Now it just feels bad. I open the thing, and there's like it's covered in it's like a hole in the ground kind of place where you have to squat and take a shit. There was like people had not shat in the hole; they'd shat around the hole at some points. So it wasn't going nowhere.
What you have to realize about these. What you have to realize about these holes is that, unlike like public toilets here, no one cleans them. So whatever mold and bacteria is in there, it starts growing out and around.
Oh Lord!
Whatever. It's like 5. I was like a good 5 feet away or something like that, or 5. Like it was close. I was close, but not that close. So I see this, and I'm like, I can't. You know what? I can hold it in. Fuck it. I can get. My bladder can take this. And then, I see.
Wait, do you just need
on
to piss,
shit,
or do you need to
on these shits, right? I only needed to piss.
why don't you just piss on it?
No, hold on. Right. This is why I didn't do it. So I was like, when you have that split second, you're like, should I do it? Should I don't do it? I don't think I want to do it, but I might do it. On the shits that weren't in the hole, there were these green things, and they were flies, right? And then as soon as I opened the door, obviously it's disturbed them. And then as I look at them, suddenly I hear, like they're starting up. And I start to bolt. If any of those flies got on me, I swear to God, I would have freaked the like I could see their little 100 eyes. They're like, we will attack this one. We shall infect it too. I started running, and people thought like I seen something else, and I was like, no, the bathroom's filthy. No one go near it. It's horrible. So
naturally everyone goes.
everyone goes. Everyone goes, oh, it's horrible, man. Don't go. And like this is like 50, 60-year-olds, all of whom like surely would have been smarter than to go near that hole and go, oh yeah, this is horrible. Like it all went one after the other.
I'll be honest, I would have gone to look as well.
Oh my god! And then, like,
You know what the shorter version of telling the story is?
what is the shorter version?
See, I went to India, and being India, it gave me food poisoning. I was exploding literally from both ends. No kidding. No kidding. No kidding.
The entire trip, and I didn't explode from both ends, or from
You know, it's best not to use the term explosion because
No.
we probably have some
No.
we probably
No,
have
no.
some horny bastards listening in on our conversation. Hey CIA, I'm talking to you right now. Hello.
No,
Why'd you say
I was
horny
blowing up from both ends, and I got a bit better for a few days. And that's when we decided to go on this road trip. But then my uncle, he offered me ice cream, and one of the worst things to eat while you're traveling in India is dairy products because they contain so many bacteria. But I was quite young at the time, and I hadn't eaten properly in days, so I thought of eating ice cream. Seemed really nice.
Hold on. Let me pause that. Let me just rephrase that. So you were with an uncle who hadn't given you food for some time.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what I said. I said I hadn't eaten properly in days because I had food poisoning.
Is this what you're saying?
No, not at all.
Jackass.
I hadn't eaten properly
Do you
in
have
days.
some trauma, repressed memory you want to share
No.
with
Give
us?
you a doll. Boy, tell us where he touched you.
He touched me in all the places that you want to touch me in.
Dude. Oh, this is a
I have
kid-friendly
no
show.
idea how to respond to this. Like,
Deputy Vice,
Will you let me finish my story?
Wait, guys, before anyone tells a goddamn story, please remember we pride ourselves as being a kid-friendly show. But time and again,
We've been talking about
This is
shit for the last
friendly.
half an hour.
Unlike Deputy Vice here,
strongly urge you to find
use
something
this
else.
colorful word.
unlike Mr. Deputy Vice here, I haven't used a single swear word yet.
So you're about to use it. So you're about
Well,
to
I
use
might if you guys don't let me finish my story.
it. All right, I'm sorry, jackass.
Anyway, so I'm exploding from both ends. I got better. This is a family
Nice
trip.
story.
So my siblings were there. My parents were there. Some other relatives were there, including an
I'm
uncle.
like imagining like you're doing a shit and people like watching you like it's some sort of
No,
like theater show, something like
I'm
that.
just giving
Ooh,
context.
look,
Let
at
me
these little
finish my
boxes.
story. And then, so one of the people there, an uncle, is like, "Would you like to have some ice cream? Let's go out for some ice cream
That's
while
a
we're on
classic.
this road trip."
That's a classic move. Hey kid,
And
want ice
I
cream?
hadn't eaten properly in days because I'd been ill, not because I was being forced to starve.
Was there a white van nearby somewhere of this uncle of
So
yours?
I accepted the ice cream. Basically, ice cream bad idea because dairy product. It gave me food poisoning again. Luckily, this time only from one end, the bottom end.
Okay. Did you make sure to see your kidneys were all intact and like none of it was removed from your body or something?
Yeah, my relatives did not try and steal my kidneys or any other organs or do anything else inappropriate to me. Period.
Arranged marriage, was it attempted on you while you were
No,
unconscious?
seeing as at that time I was only like 12 or 13 years old, not a thing.
Hey, wait, how old are you now?
It doesn't matter. This is from a long time ago.
So, ladies, if you're out there listening, please do know there's a prospective bachelor amongst us.
Just so you know,
Please-
Deep Throat is older than me and more appropriate for marriage.
Well, I'll just like to
Going
say-
back to my story.
Oh god damn! I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a longer story, but yeah, go on.
So basically, on the road trip, have food poisoning again, feeling really shit. I swore a little bit. And then, so we were traveling on this, traveling around. I need to obviously go because emergency.
Uh-huh.
We end up in a very similar kind of hut-like
Outhouse.
outpost, and then they have a so-called toilet The door is hanging off its hinges. The door does not fit in its frame properly, so people could, if they wanted to, look in.
Oh God! Why didn't you invite me then? I'll be the first one to be there.
Motherfucker's been playing my COD. Oh, wet card.
Anyway,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Now we
real
know where the
emergency
echo came from.
Let
having a real
Jackass
emergency.
finish the
Like,
story.
so I'm like, you know what? Brace myself. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take this dump because I'm about to literally shit myself.
Unintended.
No intended. Just
Right.
the truth. So I walk up to the door and I trying to touch it with as little skin as possible, as little as me as possible. I pry it open and oh my dear God, the walls are covered in not only black mold, but green, purple, and some colors I'm not sure how I would like to describe.
Use your imagination.
Now I'm a tall person. I'm like at that age I was like 5'8", I'd say, and
What? Holy crap!
and well, I don't know. I think I was about 5'8", maybe 5'7" at the time, and the mold was going up higher on the walls than I was tall. There was no light bulb. It was one of those holes in the ground kind of place, and the smell was so bad that I nearly threw up. And despite my very, very difficult predicament, it suddenly became possible for me to contain myself. And believe it or not, about 90% of the toilets I came across during this 1 week road trip were of this kind, and I had the food poisoning for about 4 days. And during those 4 days, for those 4 days, I would only go to the toilet once a day and have to hold myself the whole freaking day, despite having a bowel which just wanted to blow up.
Oh dear God! Your limited vocabulary is resulting in the word "blow up."
I know, no.
And I don't want to be arrested because I want a life. I don't want to be sent to Guantanamo Bay or whatever, Cuba. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna end up in there anyway, probably.
Yeah, I mean, but I really feel your predicament, and I feel sorry, and my heart goes out to you.
I managed to convert the file.
Wait, what?
Sorry, random stuff.
Did you just take a wank?
No.
I mean, it sounded like you just had a nice moan. You're like, oh. That's the stuff.
No.
I mean, no one's gonna judge you.
I managed to convert the file that Killzone gave me from the previous podcast, so I can edit it now, and then we can upload it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jackass finally has used the code word we all gave to each other.
So, don't make me say your name.
Hey, I will go deep throat on you. Wait, that came out from. Yeah, so this is the shittiest episode we have ever produced.